Hey everybody, Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How are you? I am good. Just waking up. I wish I could get on the camera. I just don't feel like fixing myself up, even though I have to for work. But I have to go in not as early as I generally do. My first client starts a little later, and I so appreciate it. It's been a busy week. It's been a challenging week. I have people in my inner circle. They're not feeling well. Some of my close friends, and it's really affecting. It affects you because you worry, you pray, you worry. I had to switch schools. I went from a grammar school to high school, which is an adjustment. You're dealing with a different set of young people, but that part is going okay. That's not bad. Just been a challenging week. I have my own personal stuff I'm dealing with. It's been a lot. But all in all, I feel good considering. Anyway, I don't want to vent to you. I always tell you all the truth. I feel like as a content creator, especially the type of work I do, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, therapist, counselor by day. I feel I should be transparent with you all because you all connect with me. Um, Hit that like button, hit subscribe if you like this kind of content. This content is not about me venting only. I really am getting ready to jump in and talk about something. I love Tony Gaskins. If you all are familiar with him, especially the ladies kind of watch him, he talks about a lot of relationship material. An older video popped up, not that old, couple of months old, and he was saying, don't be desperate for a man. And I read a comment. This always gives me material. Excuse my voice. I just woke up and it's not correct yet. So hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. It's hot here. It got to up to 70 something. I didn't want to turn my air on just yet. And when I wake up, I have a nasal situation going on sometimes. I have to take an allergy pill some days. Sorry, you all. So anyway, Tony's video again was saying, don't be desperate for a man. So a lady jumped in the comments and she was offended. She was like, that's not true. Why are you making I have to paraphrase it. Almost like you made a whole brand off of this. That's not true. I forgot what else the young lady was saying. Well, you all listen to me that are listening. Is that true? Women are more desperate for a man than a man is for a woman. I think Tony may be on to something. Um, I feel, and you all chime in some. So that's the thing. We want to get defensive, but think about what you know about yourself, what you know about your friends in your circle, relatives, what you know about maybe mom or auntie or you know what I'm saying? Let's take it back. Now, before I go into all of that, you may have been blessed with growing up in a home where things were of a higher standard. How you know what I'm saying? Or maybe mom and dad had a decent marriage. We know nothing's perfect. Let's just be honest here. I had a parents that were married 29 years till my dad passed away suddenly. But there was some bumps and bruises along the way in that marriage. It wasn't all roses. But there are some women who did not get that. Or maybe they did still have the two-parent home and their self-esteem is low. And the desperation does kick in. Um, as a clinician, as a therapist, I hear a lot. And so let me just tell you all from my clinical slash personal lens, it is kind of true. We tend to focus more on having a man than they are on focus on having us. Yes, men definitely are jumping the big. They're all over that, and some women will too now. But a man is more physical, we are more emotional. You all know this, the ones that are 30 something and up, even 20 some year olds know this. So I think for me, this is what helped me. I'm not real sensitive when somebody says something like that, like women are more desperate than men. Okay, you can't say all or nothing anyway. So if it doesn't fit you, don't be offended. Of course, I'm not desperate for a man. Some of you listening, you're not desperate for a man. But if you're not, we know some women that are. Desperate for a man to me means you're willing to lower your standards just to have a warm body around. That's desperation. Desperate for a man is you take your body and mutilate it, hoping you get attention. If I'm gonna change, I'm not gonna change my butt because I have a is a decent size, you all, because I've gained weight and the weight is that's what the weight is. But if I was to do something to my body, it's not for a man. You all know my personal story of breast cancer, and I had to have a surgery in 2023 to repair some things. It was not for a man, it was because of something I needed to do for me. Um, I'm not, trust me, you are. Say this on all my videos. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying, my, what, don't stink and I don't need no man. I'm not that type of woman. It's just I'm a little more seasoned. I'm older. So, been there, done that. Now, my background, I did grow up with both of my parents, and I was married before. Now, didn't have the best situation there, but I have self esteem. But there have been times in my life, and it's happened recently. You all, I keep it real, but the self esteem wasn't as high as it needed to be. So you can have high self esteem, but it can go lower maybe after you experience death or after a job loss. These hits can affect your self-esteem. Can maybe that's not you. So I guess what I'm trying to say by all this rambling, if it don't apply, then you don't have to say nothing. You know that's not you. But there are women who are desperate for a man. Trust and believe. As a therapist, I know about this. As a person, I hear about this. When you're desperate for a man, you'll know he's not available, but you'll still make yourself available to be with him. That is desperate for a man. You know he has a wife, yet still, you still entertain him thinking he's going to leave her. He told you they aren't getting along. He sleeps on the couch. Truth is, he sleeps next to her. Raise your standards. And I wouldn't get mad. I would do that self work on myself. Men are desperate too now. Don't get it twisted. They just a little more crafty with their desperateness. And some are cringy. You all know the guy that keeps calling. He know good and well you're not interested in him. He just keep calling you over and over, keep texting. It comes off desperate or, saying vulgar stuff. So again, it does make you look desperate if you take sexual pictures from a guy, knowing you don't really like him like that, but he could send you any other type of nasty picture, and you're taking that. You got to raise your standards, and a lot of that is having no boundaries. I won't say low boundaries, no boundaries. When you don't have boundaries, you're not going to get the treatment you deserve. Hey, you all, it's not easy out here in these streets. It's not easy, and sometimes it's going to take a couple of years before you get out there and date or meet a qualified suitor. Let's just be honest. It's not a easy process for some of us. Now, I know someone that's close to my family. She went through a divorce, which I really wasn't sure about her divorce because the first husband she had, to me, is a great guy. So I think, and hear me out, some women that's listening. I think sometimes I'm just speaking out of turn. I might be all the way wrong. I think sometimes we can be bougie, some women, and if your guy is just a good guy, but not all rah 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 into all the bells and whistles, we can feel like we outgrew him. I've heard this before. And that's what this case sounded like. This lady is more driven, businesswoman, just kind of socialite, low scale. So I don't mean low scale, but she's not famous, but more out there, did well for herself. And the husband was somebody she grew up with. I think, went to high school together. I don't know the whole story. But all of a sudden, she don't want to be with him. And then anyway, long story short, they got a divorce. So she met somebody real fast, but she's in that social like circle where she gets out a lot. So I think as women, we need to focus on ourselves, really focus on everything I talk about on my videos, my 700 videos. Focus on your mind, body, and soul. Really do that work. And what has really worked for me is my morning routine of journaling, prayer, reading my Bible. I started a online Bible class for myself. It's not even that. It's well, yeah, it is. So every morning the Bible study is emailed to me. I haven't been reading all the books he tells us to read. I did read Genesis 4. It was real good, which I read Genesis as a young girl. And I know Genesis by Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, and, there's a lot of good stories in there. But it was nice to reread it. That's just me. I'm a believer. You may not be, I don't know. But this is my morning routine of journaling, meditating, praying, reading some positive. I turn on my diffuser. I have my coffee. I do my facial routine. That really grounds me. I got to go to the gym today or my fitness center. Lord Jesus, let me get there because I got to go to work. So, but I need to go because it's going to help my health, and I have time tomorrow as well. What else? Watch what you eat, which I've been eating bad all week. So can't really talk much on that because I haven't done it for myself. And get your sleep. If you know about me, that follow me, I'm a bad sleeper. I was getting like 3-4 hours of sleep. It was broken, horrible. Thanks be to God, I found this vitamin. It's a 5-pack vitamin, 5 vitamins per pack. I take every day. It has magnesium in it and elderberry, and I've seen an increase in my energy as well as I sleep 6 hours now. So for someone that's a poor sleeper, the 6 hours really help. And I'm not the type that don't fall asleep. I do, but I wouldn't stay. Some of that is menopausal stuff too, but I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. Focus on yourself. Focus on your education. Focus on your business. Focus on your kids. Focus on friends and family. Find some new hobbies. Maybe go hiking. I keep saying I'm going to the library, which I have been going, but I want to get in there for their studio. They have a music studio you can sign up to do for free, and I want to do that. What's your hobby? Plan a couple of trips, and ever since I broke up with, I just always say love of my life. That works out good. We used to do really great trips, and he would do all the planning. I miss him so much in that period, but I miss him for those trips. I know that sounds userish, but man, we had a ball, and I would come back from those trips refreshed. So now, being a little bit more seasoned, a lot of my friends are married, and it's just different. I don't travel with a lot of women. I just got to be transparent on here. I don't. We won't get to that. Anyway, I travel alone sometimes, so I run to Nashville, check out my family there, and I do some retreats with my work family. Love them so much. Love them so much. But I was just wanting to do some other trips, and my niece said, "Come with us to Michigan," because both her boys play basketball, but the middle one is deeper into it, and they go up to Michigan. I think I'm gonna hit the road with them this summer, so I'm looking forward to that. Uh, but don't be desperate, ladies. Please don't. Work on yourself and work on your boundaries. And I know I'm not on here trying to Let me sure my mic's still on. Shit. Blow smoke up your butt or nothing like that. I know how it is. You 20 something, you 30 something, 40 something, and maybe 50, 60. You want a partner. Do not ever feel ashamed of that desire. My voice is making whistle sounds, you are. Excuse me, it's my nose. That's what it is. God gave you that desire for a reason. He does not make mistakes. And keep that desire and don't be ashamed, but don't lower your standards. And I think the reason why some women are desperate, they don't believe that a real good man exists. I thank God that I was shown good men are out here. And it wasn't just with the love of my life. I had a male friend. We don't communicate anymore over. He had somebody, I had my guy, and it just seemed like it was not appropriate. Not that we were romantic, but you all know if you have a committed partner, sometimes it's hard to be friends with the opposite sex. But nevertheless, that friend would take me out for dinner. I remember one time we went to the racetrack and he treated me like a queen. And I really enjoyed the friendship, just being able to talk about different subjects with him, especially of the opposite sex. Then I had another guy prior to the love of my life treated me very well, made my breakfast, just sweetheart, very sweet guy. Just because you don't work out with somebody doesn't make them a bad person. And then last but not least, love of my life, very mannerable, polite, consistent. It was a beautiful experience. So I just want to tell you, ladies, that good people are out here. Um, Sometimes some men that don't know how to treat ladies, they were abused growing up. We got to remember this mental health thing, going to therapy, being able to talk about your feelings. This is new. This is new for African Americans and Latinos. We are macho, our men, and they didn't have the outlet to say, I'm hurting, I'm depressed. And still, our men hold this in. When they are depressed, their depression comes out like anger and shame. So I get it. We struggling too. I get it. I don't want to baby them. I'm not their mother. But we do have to hold a space for our men. It's different. Um, Even us, Black women, we still can be ashamed to go to therapy. It's a lot of shame put on that. So people are struggling with their mental health. Men that don't know how to treat women, they haven't been taught. They haven't been held accountable. That's where you and I come in. At my age, in my 50s, I'm sorry, I'm not telling no guy to hold the door for me. If you don't know how to do that, you're probably not for me. You know what I'm saying? Some shit is just gentleman behavior. I can't teach it. I can't teach a man how to be a man. I'm not. But if you're a little younger and you're listening, sorry to go there, but that's just where I'm at. If you with a guy, he's in his 20s, maybe 30, God bless America, tell your man, you supposed to hold the door for me, babe. You got to teach them if they don't know. And it's sad, but that's another video, another time. We have to hold them accountable. They mistreat us. You have to say something. Now, I'm not saying every little bitty thing you be and moan, BIT, and moan and just nag and pick on them. No, don't do that. And this is what I see. I've seen someone I talked to a coworker. That way you know it's not a client. She told me, I told my husband, you can't bring this in the house, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. And I'm like, how did that man marry her? When women boss their husbands around, how do you all do that, men? Why would you marry some lady that bosses you around? And I know sometimes you don't know until you put that ring on her finger and say, I do. Now she bossing you around. I didn't boss my man around. My man older than he's not my man no more, but he older than me. He wasn't gonna let me be bossing him around. I don't want a man I could boss around because if we were to get married or whoever I marry, he's the leader. So I'm not going to be running him. He's not going to run me, but he's going to be the head of our household. And you should respect your man and your man respects you. It's mutual. It's not, it's not hierarchy. But if you follow the Bible, the man is the head of the household. And that's how it was in our family. We reverted to my dad. He ran the house. And my mother, she was okay with it until he tried to run her. My dad was older than my mom, so it was a bit of a struggle there. But it was certain parts that she was okay with Otis. That was my dad running the house. My dad paid the mortgage. My mother never paid the mortgage until he passed. So, but it ran well, you all. And I'm just telling you all, this was our story. I know this is not everybody's situation, but it ran well in our house. It kept order. It really did. And you got to hold these men accountable. If you want a somewhat traditional home where you're married and you have kids, you got to start by setting the tone as you date. And don't accept crap, even if it means you got to be alone for a year or two. Fill up your year with fun as much as you can. And for God's sakes, don't let these jobs, don't overwork. That is not cash money. It's not cute. Don't overwork. I'm not saying that. Take out time and do something for you. Recently, I just bought me some more pajamas. I took 2 days off. I went and got my massage. I went to Starbucks. I went and bought me some new pajamas and some Fenty facial cleanser. I love Rihanna. Oh, Rihanna killed it with the makeup and the facial products. I use her lip gloss, lip liner, and some her facial cleanser, toner, and moisturizer. She did a phenomenal job with that. But look at her skin. Look at her skin. Hold these men accountable. Don't be desperate. It's not as hard as we think to meet someone. So let me tell you, I'm in Wingstop yesterday. I don't know if I'm be able to eat Wingstop. It looked like it was a lot of grease. You are anyway. I don't eat there often, but it just seemed like they. It was a man at the register, a brother, taller. I didn't even look at his face because he was ordering before me, so his back was to me. And then once he got finished ordering, he was on the phone. Seemed like he was on the phone while he was ordering. I don't know. I know he got out of a nice car because I saw him go in before me. I had pre-ordered my food. But that was a chance to possibly meet someone. You weren't looking at me or talking to me, and then I wasn't looking at him. But he was on his phone the whole time. So it's almost like when you say, oh, it's hard to meet someone, people, they get smart, but people on their phone. It is challenging meeting somebody. We all on our phone. I see people on a date or just with their partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. They're sitting at the dinner table at a restaurant on the phone. So being desperate, that's one thing, but are we present? Are we present? If you are suffering from low self-esteem, www.psychologytoday.com, type in your zip code, get you a therapist, and say that. I'm struggling in the area of self-esteem. I would like to raise my confidence. I had a bad breakup. I went through a divorce. I had some childhood trauma. Whatever it is, say that. We love to help you. I love helping my clients. Get a self-love workbook off of Amazon.com. They have a beautiful one on there. Oh God, I should know her name by now. Megan. She's a LCSW. It's a self-love workbook. They have one for Black women. I have that one too. It's a lot of reading though. I was kind of unhappy with how it started out, but I'm not saying it won't help you. Dropping books. Self-love workbook for women. Release self-doubt, feel self-compassion, and embrace who you are. This is Megan Logan. She is an MSW, LCSW, like I am. And it's a beautiful workbook. I get it for a lot of my clients. I think it's $9.99 on Amazon. $9.99. Get a routine in the morning. Maybe you could go to the gym in the morning or evening if that's better for you. But journal. Journal about the man you desire. Journal about the life you desire. Journal about what you're grateful for. Don't journal about a lot of your problems, but you could journal some stuff. I don't like writing a lot of negativity, but I'll write some things that's bothering me. Um, if you attend church, really get into your Bible. Really do it. Get some positive books. Go to the library and go to the self-help section and get some books about relationships, love, about building up yourself, though. Focus on yourself. Having a man is nice, though. It does put a little pep in your step, makes you smile. But what priority are you going to put it at? Are you going to put it above yourself? Are you going to give a man money? Are you going to give him your body and he doesn't give you anything? That is desperation. Don't get mad at Tony Gaskins. Get mad at yourself for not showing yourself the love you so deserve. I'm not saying it's easy. Nobody said this life was going to be easy. But if you do the work up front, then you'll have the life you desire. Tammy C. Walker signing off. Thanks for listening, because I know this was long, but this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart. I could talk about this all day. All day. Alrighty, you all. Take care. Thank you all. Bye.